welcome to the Real Watchers live stream for May 20th, 2026. We're coming up on halfway. Thank God, get this
crazy.
You're done. Anyhow, hope you're all doing good. My name is Garrett.
And I'm Kevin.
And we are your lovely co-hosts. Mm-hmm. Welcome to this Real Watchers live stream. Kevin, how have you been over the last week?
Not too bad. I can't really complain. Just been working, watching some movies. Maybe we're gonna go to the movies this weekend, so hopefully see a little bit more. But excited for the movie that we're gonna see.
There you go. As for me, it's been all right. A lot of my time has been devoted to the brand new Forza Horizon 6, which is quite possibly the best game of the year so far. I mean, we haven't gotten GTA 6 yet, but you know that's still coming. Yeah, so that's been a lot of my time, but we still got a lot to talk about today. So let's go ahead and jump into it. But first, we got our good friend Nadia from Horror. I'm guessing that's supposed to be a Pog emote.
I don't know. It looks like a cat.
It's a cat, but I'm thinking it's doing like the Pog face.
Maybe something, or it's saying "woo," like something like that.
Alrighty, but let's go ahead and get into the the news this week. Gosh, part of the next story. But The Mandalorian and Grogu is getting middling reviews and is currently tracking to open the lowest of any Star Wars movie ever.
So do we think it's just a bunch of episodes put together?
I'm thinking it was a season recycled into a show.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. And that's not going to win you box office.
I think they were banking on it because the series and stuff is popular, but it has been waning. So who knows? I mean, the review scores from critics are not too good. It's around the 55 range. Just kind of a lot of people saying it plays it safe, doesn't really do anything new, just kind of sticks to nostalgia and stuff. Like I think we were so spoiled by Andor that this is just not hitting the same way.
I mean, do you even remember what happened in Mandalorian Grogu, like the series?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know where we left off.
It doesn't look like from all the trailers and stuff, it doesn't look like you'll need to watch the last season to really know what's going on.
Okay.
Like the last season did a lot of stuff with Mandalore and, that was really about it. So, but who knows? Well, I'm going to go probably see this movie this weekend and I'll let you know. But anyhow,
next up, Disney has canceled the upcoming Rey-focused Star Wars movie. It depends on probably because Mandalorian and Grogu is not doing well. Yeah,
I think they have canceled that. We're still going to get Starfighter with Ryan Gosling,
which is good. Which is good because it's different. I feel like. So.
Yeah, and I think it's a brand new thing, which is I think what people want to see with the movies is just like a new story, even if it's in the same timeline. Just give us something new. And so I think that relying on Mandalorian and Grogu, while it is at the time it may have been a smart and safe decision to develop it into a movie, we'll see if it ends up doing anything. It could do big numbers overseas, but next up, official Matt Damon will be replacing Ryan Gosling in the upcoming Daniels movie. We know that Ryan Gosling dropped out due to scheduling conflicts, but Matt Damon will be replacing him, which, I mean, hey,
that's not a bad trade.
A-level talent.
Yeah.
So, nothing wrong with that at all. I'm just really curious what this movie's going to be. They have some big shoes to fill after Everything Everywhere All at Once. So,
I mean, they're filling out with some good actors, though. I mean, can't complain about those two wanting to be in your movie. So
yeah, the last thing I know that they did was direct an episode of Star Wars' show Skeleton Crew, which that episode was good. So who knows?
Who knows? Yeah. Next up, Curry Barker is teasing that his Texas Chainsaw reboot will be harsher and more character focused after the excess of obsession. Character focus on how, though? That's what I'm very curious about. Are we focusing on the Leatherface himself, or the family, or the survivors? I'm very curious on what he means by that.
I think that what he's getting at is because horror movies, on the whole, largely have characters that you don't care about or are just there to be cannon fodder or whatever. And I think by putting an effort and time into making them characters that we genuinely care about, and then having the threat of them being eliminated is more scary. Like you don't, because you genuinely don't want things to happen to good people or whatever. And I think that with Obsession, which I haven't seen yet, I'll be going to see this on Friday, because every screening's been sold out, is very character focused on the two main, the girl and the guy. So I think that if you can apply that skill to this and make the characters interesting, maybe not just the regular people, but also Leatherface and potentially his family or whatever, right? Like, who knows? Like, I'm just excited to see that's all. Like, harsher is also an interesting word. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, is it going to be gorier? Is it going to be scarier, more disturbing? I hope it's more disturbing.
Disturbing.
Like, that's what I want. I mean, like, as I don't find slasher movies, even like Texas Chainsaw, scary. I find them disturbing, which is I think is cooler. So hopefully that's what he means by it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Alrighty. Next up, The Adventures of Cliff Booth will be released on November 25th, 2026, the day before Thanksgiving, in a special 2-week IMAX theatrical run before coming to Netflix the week after, or after 2 weeks. So IMAX or Netflix doing it again, a special 2-week IMAX engagement for the sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Very cool. I mean, it's nice that they're putting it out in theaters, and you know what? If they put it out in theaters and it does good, keep it in theaters for a little bit longer too. Why not?
Well, they might have to wait because there's other movies that are coming out like Dune and Doomsday and all those that are gonna. You know, I think it's gonna be the 2 weeks before Dune 3 is essentially what that is. So it's gonna have to be pulled out before Dune. So
okay.
But yeah, super exciting stuff. I'm really excited for this movie. It looks fantastic, and a lot of the early reactions have been very positive. So
yeah, I can't wait for this one either. Next up, Warner Brothers' new label Clockwork has secured the North American rights to Park Chan-wook's The Brigades of Rattle Creek. Brigands. I think I did the same thing like 2 weeks ago. Awesome. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't remember, Clockwork is the new kind of like indie or like more... Basically, Warner Brothers itself is going to be focusing on bigger tentpole titles like Minecraft and DC and all those, where Clockwork is going to be like their Fox Searchlight or their Neon or their A24, doing the more prestige films. So that's really cool. And I'm glad they got a big name for that, because I think this is going to be potentially, hopefully, this could be Park Chan-wook's Oscar movie. Who knows?
Yeah.
If it's good.
I mean, was he No Other Choice last year?
Yep.
Yeah, snubbed. But
which literally one of the most pronounced snubs ever.
Yep.
So, alrighty. But next up, Masters of the Universe is getting really positive reactions actually before its release, which I wasn't expecting. To be honest, I was expecting it to get like the Mandalorian reviews, but it looks like it's gonna get some better feedback than Mandalorian and Grogu. A lot of people are saying that it finds its footing about it struggles a bit in the first act or so to kind of find its footing, but then when it takes hold and it really gets into gear, apparently it's fantastic. Okay. So it's the same director as Bumblebee, so I'm confident that the guy knows his 80s nostalgia. So I'm definitely excited for that.
Yeah, so. It looks. I mean, I'm not. Again, I didn't watch Masters of the Universe when I was little or anything like that. So it's just hopefully they can bring me into that universe, no pun intended, but to make me watch the TV show as well.
Yeah. Next up.
Unfortunately, Mortal Kombat 3 may not happen due to the lack of box office success for the second film. This is only 1 week into the film being in theaters. Is that correct?
What was that?
This week was its first week in theaters, correct? Or was it?
This is the second
week. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, kind of
unfortunate.
Kind of disappointing, because they really kind of set up some interesting stuff at the end of the second movie, which I'll talk about when we get to the review section. But I mean, hey, no one went to go see it. So, although they also came out at the same time as Michael and Devil Wears Prada 2.
They have some stiff competition.
Yeah, like it's made more money. I think it'll probably make more money than the first one did, but maybe it's just not enough to justify doing the sequel, even though it's already been greenlit. So, who knows?
Okay.
Alrighty. And the last story this week, Michael Bay will be directing the movie based on the rescue of the 2 American pilots that were downed over Iran. during whatever that stupid name for that operation was, Epic Fury or whatever. But I guess he's reteaming with the team that helped him with 13 Hours, so we're probably going to get another patriotic, pro-America slop of a movie, you know, as typical with Michael Bay. Even though 13 Hours isn't that bad of a movie, it's probably one of his better movies. It's just, you know, there's going to be those dramatic shots of the American flag flying in the background with fireworks explosions going off because they can't afford real explosions. Who knows? But I mean, it makes sense. The guy is a patriotic guy, to say the least. So, you know,
good for him.
Can't wait to see it portray the Iranian people in a racist way. Alrighty, and I say that sarcastically. But let's go ahead. That's it for the news stories this week. So comments here. Another Texas Chainsaw Massacre reboot side. Yeah, we've already talked about this. A24 run the bidding rights, so A24 is going to be the one releasing it because they've been looking to expand more into franchises.
This is the Powell Texas Chainsaw, right?
Yeah, Glenn Powell is producing this, his company, and then the director of Obsession, Curry Barker, is the one doing the reboot. So, I mean, This is all just really good stuff. So, and then I don't know if that's spam from Twitch streamer, but
oh my gosh,
yeah. But I appreciate the comment. Alrighty, well, let's go ahead and dive into the streaming stuff coming out this week. For those of you who want to watch any of these movies, Pillion will be released on HBO Max on Friday, June 5th. Pillion is the kind of I don't know how to describe it, a dom-com, like a romantic comedy, but it's from the perspective of like a dominatrix type relationship between two men. It's got incredibly high reviews, so I'm excited to check it out. I didn't get the chance to see it in theaters. Missing is now streaming on Prime Video. I think it's like a thriller movie where the daughter is tracking down her mother.
Yep.
And then Transformers and Transformers Age of Extinction will be added to Hulu on June 1st. So if you really want to waste your time, watch Age of Extinction. The first one is still decent. But, you know, it's tolerable. Is probably the best word. But that is it for the now streaming. Let's go ahead and talk about the trailers that came out this week, and not a lot, honestly. Just a final trailer for Masters of the Universe before we get that in theaters, and then a bunch of other smaller films. Nothing really worth talking about.
No, I mean,
we've already seen enough of Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, I don't see, like, this is, I don't understand why they put out these trailers, even though it's coming out like next week.
It's all marketing. You know, they're trying to get as much eyes on it as possible. And I think because especially they got a wave of positive reviews out of some screenings in the premiere, who knows? Maybe they're trying to just ride that positive word of mouth. That
little high that they have.
Yeah. Alrighty, Kevin, let's go ahead and go to the box office.
Yeah, it was a little slow this week for the box office, but summer is coming up, so these numbers will probably fluctuate or increase because of the summer break. But Michael coming in $26.1 million. Devil Wears Prada 2 with $17.9 million. Obsession very close with $17.2 million. Mortal Kombat with 2 with 13.4, and the Sheep Detectives got on here by the skin of their wool, 9.6 million.
Sorry, I just got that. I mean, honestly, kind of surprising to see Michael rebound this month to 26.1 million. I think it's kind of pushed it into the highest grossing movies of the year, which is unfortunate because I've heard nothing but bad things about the movie. And then Devil Wears Prada 2, holding strong, second place, 17.9 million. I am most shocked to see Obsession at number 3, though, especially given how much people are talking about this movie and how high the reactions have been. Like, the fact that all the screenings are sold out, but I think it's going to go up next week.
Yeah, I think that's what we were talking about. I mean, as you get into it, the Mandalorian Grogu will probably be number 1.
Oh, it will be. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Obsession's going to kick some ass tomorrow. Or I don't know if I could cuss. I totally forgot. But kick some butt.
Fuck it. Why not?
Okay.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, that is the only surprising thing here is that it's not higher. Just because I feel like everyone I know, even people who don't usually post anything about movies, like, went to go see it.
But how good is that word of mouth, though?
Oh, it's incredible word of mouth. Like literally, like I have the only movie that had comparable word of mouth was probably Project Hail Mary, and I'm seeing more people talk about this, which is interesting. So like, it's because because it's horror, it's not as approachable to general audiences. Maybe,
yeah. But I think just because Project Hail Mary had everybody kind of knew about it going into it. I mean, Obsession is kind of like I don't want to say an indie film, but it's a very it's under the radar film that's people want to go see.
Yeah, I think we're going to see, this is going to be one of those movies that's going to linger in the top 5 for at least the next 2 months, just because of word of mouth. And I've been hearing some Oscar and like awards attention for it potentially. So
that would be sick.
Yeah. But that is it for the box office. Let's go ahead and dive into the movies that are coming out this week. And obviously we got the big one first, which is Mandalorian and Grogu. Once a lone bounty hunter, Mandalorian Din Djarin and his apprentice Grogu embark on an exciting new Star Wars adventure. If you're a fan of Star Wars or Mandalorian, you're probably going to be going to see this regardless. Yeah, I mean, if you know anything about Star Wars, you know that it's coming. Next, I Love Boosters. A group of shoplifters take aim at a cutthroat fashion maven by stealing her clothes and reselling them at a lower price, what they call fashion-forward philanthropy. I think this movie looks really fun. It's got a good Metacritic score of 71, so I'm excited to check this one out. It's got a great cast. So, then we have Tuner, a movie I feel like I've been seeing trailers for like a year now, but it's finally releasing in theaters. A talented piano tuner's meticulous skills for tuning pianos leads him to discover an unexpected aptitude for cracking safes, turning his life upside down. So, pretty decent reviews, 69 Metacritic. So, I mean, if you're interested in checking it out, it says select theaters, so it might be harder to go find. And then after that, we have a new horror movie, Saccharine. Hannah, a lovelorn medical student, becomes terrorized by a sinister force after taking part in an obscure weight loss craze, eating human ashes. Actually, a really interesting and original idea for a movie. And hey, you know what month this is, Kevin?
Matriarchy.
It's Matriarchy, and it's a woman-directed horror movie. So, all here for it, baby. But it actually does look really interesting. Decent Metacritic score of 65. I think nothing's ever really going to hit the highs of Obsession this year, it sounds like. So we'll definitely wait to see what happens. But and then obviously we got the big ones coming next week. So
what's the big one next week? I forget.
Backrooms.
Oh.
Very excited for Backrooms. Alrighty. But that's going to go ahead and we're going to transition to something a little bit different before we get into our reviews, and it's our favorite new thing to do.
Yeah, we play some Flickle, baby.
and I have it pulled up here. I'm about to share the screen. I already know what it is.
Oh, okay. Just okay, Nadia. Nadia did it last week.
I will be quiet. I want to see if Kevin can get it.
Okay.
So here we go. Let's go ahead and get into Flickle here. Unless the blur is throwing me off, but let's see what this is. Alrighty. You ready?
Okay. I don't think it's T2.
You're very close.
Go to the next one.
Casey Wong with Jess Perkins. Top story, Pretoria. The threat of nuclear confrontation.
This doesn't help me at all.
Wong with Jess Perkins. Top story, Pretoria.
Next one?
Yeah.
Congratulations, Bob.
Have I seen this one?
Maybe.
I still don't know it, so.
Naturally, my kid thinks I'm...
Oh, is it RoboCop?
It is RoboCop.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
the original, right?
The original, yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's not even going to pull up the logo.
It's 16.
There we go.
There it is.
naturally.
Where are the clips?
Oh,
good. So the arms. Look at the arms.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the clip that would have given it away for most
Yeah.
people, I think. Alrighty.
Good one.
Well, I love it.
Mhm.
I love RoboCop. Great movie. Great satire. So,
Mhm.
all right. But let's go ahead and change it up a little bit. We got some movies to talk about that we watched over the course of the last week. Kevin watched one movie
Yes.
Outside of the wheel spin. And I'm going to tell you right now, that number's throwing me off. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 1, so 4, 1, 3, and then we'll get into wheel spin stuff.
Yep.
So, up first, for me, continuing the theme of matriarchy, which is when I'm looking at female-directed films the entire month, I checked out the anime film Dokusei, I think that's how you pronounce it, which is Classmates, from 2016. And this is always really highly rated on lists of not just female-directed animation, but female-directed films in general. This film is always very highly regarded. So I was excited to check this out. Had to rent it. Wasn't available on anything, unfortunately. But I thought this was really good. I think, especially after watching a film like Liz and the Bluebird, which is very similar to this, which we covered a couple of weeks ago on Movie Club. This is very similar, but it's about 2 male students instead of 2 female students, and this one is arguably a lot more overtly romantic in kind of showing their relationship. And I think it's really handled pretty well. It's a tender and funny little film that features some good performances and some, I would say, beautifully simple animation. It doesn't look like your typical anime. It's a lot less detailed, I would say. But it does a really good job of illustrating like feeling and emotion, especially like kind of questioning things and like, does this person actually like me, kind of a thing. I would say, like, you know, Liz and the Bluebird is full of like a sapphic longing, right? Nothing's ever like fully realized, right? You could see that, you could watch that film and think nothing romantic about it. Whereas with Classmates, it's it's more headstrong and straightforward. It kind of fits the characters and their approach to the situation better. I would say that the only thing I didn't really enjoy about this is that it doesn't do anything groundbreaking. Again, Liz and the Bluebird felt very tender and very emotional and very real because it was like that longing. It wasn't the actual achieving of it, which this was, right? Sometimes you don't need deeper conflicts. You just need 2 people realizing what they have and what they want. It doesn't break any boundaries narratively. Or introducing anything to differentiate it from other, you know, yaoi or yuri anime. But it's just the intention and meaning that carries it through, though. I think it's a really sweet movie. It's very cute. It's very funny. And I would recommend it for anyone who's looking for something different to watch.
Nice.
On a complete different end of the spectrum, there's another female-directed movie called You Were Never Really Here, which is I hesitate to say action movie. It's more of a thriller starring Joaquin Phoenix, who plays a former veteran. Well, I guess a veteran is a former soldier. So a veteran whose entire job is tracking down girls that have been kidnapped and are either trying to be trafficked or whatever, and to return them to their families. And this movie is not your typical action movie. I think a lot of people go into this expecting it to be something like John Wick, and it is not. This movie is much more about a man who is unraveling and is literally getting so far to the end of his rope and just showing that mental degradation, the anxiety, the depression, all these things. But the way that this movie shows violence, because he just goes into the houses where these girls are being kept with a ball-peen hammer, and no one makes it out.
Yep.
But the movie, the way that this is shot when it gets to those sequences, feels like a horror movie because it's like the big one at the end is all done through security camera footage.
Oh, that's cool.
And everything is off camera. You don't see him actually hurt anyone. You just see like legs hanging out into the hallway. It's scary. And the only movie that I can feel very similar about this is Taxi Driver, which has a sequence that feels so realistic that it is almost frightening. I don't want to spoil this movie. I think you should go in as blind as possible. It's a lot more artsy than a lot of people really expect in the way that it portrays mental degradation. But Joaquin Phoenix is just so good in this movie. I highly recommend it. So 90 out of 100. It does also, I will say, it also feels like it's very heavily edited. There's a lot cut out of this movie, which is kind of unfortunate. It's very trimmed and very like it feels very clinical and surgical. Like, it doesn't feel messy enough. It's a weird thing to say, but anyhow, next up is going to be a really interesting one, which is a anime anthology movie called Robot Carnival. Now, this is not directed by one woman. There's one female director who worked on aspects of this, so it is technically falling within the parameters of my challenge. But this is a anthology film, kind of like The Animatrix or Memories, which I've talked about on here before. But this one is
a bunch of shorts that all focus on robots in some way. And anime short films from various different directors before they got big. So the guy that worked on Akira did part of this, and other directors from the time as well. And each short has its own style. It's an intriguing concept, but the problem is that some of them are really good, like Presence is a very good short, and then Starlight Angel, which literally is like a fucking acid trip Sailor Moon of a short. A lot of them just kind of miss it, though, and they're just not as interesting. What doesn't help is the complete absence of dialogue for most of this. Most of it's done without any speaking whatsoever, not even Japanese, which is very interesting. But there's one short, I forget the exact name of it, A Tale of Two Robots, that has English dubbing, and the English dubbing for the Japanese characters is so racist that it's really bad. Like doing like those accents are like, it's bad. But honestly, I found this pretty dull for the most part. Like nothing really exciting. Like it's still got some good animation. So if you're a fan of animation and like the technique of it, I would say check it out. It's fine. I would rather watch Memories though. Instead, I think that one's far better.
Okay.
Right. And another female-directed movie, probably one of the bigger, more popular ones that's on my list, is Zero Dark 30, which is the same director as The Hurt Locker, Catherine Bigelow. And this is the film that focuses on the search for Osama bin Laden and eventually results in the raid on his compound. This movie does feel a bit misguided. On one hand, it's critiquing the American policies of torture and the strain that intelligence agents go through, and also the questionable things that our government does. It does critique them, but at the same time, it is also the hunt for bin Laden, so it does feel a bit too patriotic at times. Whereas The Hurt Locker didn't feel like any kind of propaganda in any way, militaristically. This definitely feels like, no, we got the son of a bitch. Like, not that I feel bad for bin Laden, he's an evil man, but like, you know, it definitely kind of rides that fine line. There are several moments of tension that are done very well, but in particular, the final raid on bin Laden's compound is incredible. It's the best part of the movie, and it's the reason why I would say to watch it, because there's no music. It feels so realistic. There's much to do with actors that it's fantastic. That whole sequence is fantastic. Jessica Chastain is the best performer here. She's doing everything in her power to make the character more exciting, and I give her props for that. But I just think The Hurt Locker's better. You know, this is better than a lot of other patriotic slot movies that we got after, you know, everything with 9/11 and all that. But the raid part at the end, that slaps. So
okay, nice.
Whew.
Yeah, I'll take over. Evil Dead 2. Now, I don't know Evil Dead. I didn't watch. I've only watched the remakes of it. I have not watched the first one or Army of Darkness either. But this movie does have some fun things that happen. And like you said in your review, because I saw your review first before I saw this, but it is a low budget film, which is totally fine. It's just, for me, it feels way too low budget for me. Like it would kind of got too funny at some points because of how low the budget was. But the acting in it is fantastic, especially from Campbell. Dave Campbell, was that his name?
Bruce Campbell. Damn
it, I knew it was B or D. But he's really fantastic in this. It's just, I like how it's all shot in one area too, which is really nice. It's very just in the house. That's pretty much it. And knowing the other movies, I really like the callbacks from the newer movies back to this old one with the cellar and the creepiness vibe of it. For me, it didn't feel dark enough. Like some horror movies are too dark, as in like the lighting was too bright throughout the entire movie too, I feel like. And that's where it kind of not lost me, but it was good. As I said in my review, I'm gonna rewatch this again probably during Halloween time to see if it still holds up to this score. But it was just okay for me. 73 out of 100.
Oh, that hurts.
I know.
It really hurts. It's one of my favorite horror movies ever. It's like, if you have a favorite horror movie director, they probably love this movie. Sorry.
So that one hurts. All right. Next up, let's go ahead and get back to this. We're taking it back in time for this next female-directed movie for The Stolen Heart from 1934. This is a shadow box animation short from Lotte Reiniger, who is a German kind of expressionist filmmaker. She would cut things out of paper and put it over lights, so it's like a black and white, very almost like early South Park type of animation, right? I highly recommend a lot of Reiniger stuff. She's fantastic. This is beautiful. It's haunting. It's an allegory for the rise of Nazism in Germany at the time, because this centers on a giant who is going around and stealing all the musical instruments from the town. And then, you can easily see some comparisons. But I think this is absolutely fantastic. In my review on Letterboxd, I posted the video link for the one that I watched, which had a brand new score done by a YouTuber, which I really enjoyed that score. So I thought this was really good. 90 out of 100. Short little 10-minute movie you could easily watch. It's creepy, but it's also kind of fairy tale-ish. I like it. Then we also have another Lotte Reiniger animated short film, which is Cinderella, or Aschenputtel in German. This is it feels very different from any other version of Cinderella. This feels a lot darker and it feels a lot more creepy, as a lot of fairy tales were intended to be. She uses scissors as a narrative device in this film, which I think is really brilliant. It's not just everything happening. You actually see her cut things out occasionally, and it's part of the way the story works. I would say it's not as memorable as some of the other films of hers, like Prince Ahmed or even The Stolen Heart, but it's still very good, and I highly recommend it. From 1922.
Nice.
Right. You ready for a new release movie? This is the first movie I've seen in theaters in some time, which is Mortal Kombat 2. Went and saw this with our friend Grant, and I gotta say, this movie's weaker than the first one. But as a fan of Mortal Kombat, I felt like I was eating still pretty well here. It has some significant struggles. Its editing is not very good, and it really struggles with pacing, specifically when having multiple fights going on at the same time and going back and forth between them. There are some jarring cuts that are very noticeable, and it does kind of feel like a lot was cut out. Like they trimmed it down. The other significant downside is the writing. This franchise and this movie have a lot of characters, and it can be hard to give them the time that they need. And I mean, luckily, this film centers on two characters and their stories, and those stories are okay. It's just that everyone else around them kind of suffers a little bit. I want to see more Raiden. I don't like that Scorpion and Noob Saibot, or Sub-Zero, are cameos and not main characters. It's kind of frustrating. But the fights are pretty darn entertaining. The choreography has significantly improved, and the camera work has improved in them as well. I also really enjoyed Carl Urban as Johnny Cage, who I wasn't initially that enthused about, but the version of this character that he's playing I think really works. And Adeline Rudolph, who plays Kitana in the movie, is also really good. I really enjoyed her. They're good focuses, and they're given enough attention that it makes it worthwhile. But it's not the worst video game adaptation yet. It's certainly not. I think the first movie is a little bit better in terms of just overall kind of plot. It kind of felt like there was less that movie was focusing on. This movie just felt a real broad. But I mean, it was fun. It was a fun time in the theater, but I barely remember anything from it.
Do you think what's it called, Street Fighter is going to have that problem?
I think Street Fighter is not going to be a good movie.
Okay.
But we'll see. I mean, if it still had the Philippou brothers doing it, maybe, but I don't know. Okay. But that's going to be it for the movies we watched outside the wheel spin. We got some comments here.
Commentos.
Aren't you going to call it Dead by Dawn or Dance with the Devils Part 2 Dead by Dawn? I think you're referring to Evil Dead Part 2. And no, because it's called Evil Dead Part 2 over here. So that's what it's called. Is it at least better than MK Annihilation? Yes, it is better than MK Annihilation. Hands down, there's some very similar things that happen in it to Annihilation, like Shao Kahn and Sindel being there. It's better than those. It's not a bad movie by any means. If you enjoyed the first one at all, you're going to like this one as well. I like Mortal Kombat, so I mean, I still enjoyed it at the end of the day, but I recognize a lot of the faults in it. So
Okay.
Alrighty.
Alrighty.
And do our wheel spin stuff. Kevin, you're short.
Yeah, my short was Bell's Hells, 1929.
Hell's Bells, not Bell's Hells.
Oh, sorry, Hell's Bells. I think that's why I couldn't find it at first, because I kept typing in Bell's Hells, not Hell's Bells. But yes, Hell's Bells. It's a symphony orchestra. What's it called? Disney short.
Silly symphony.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's just okay, and it's the songs aren't catchy. I couldn't even tell you some of the songs half the time, but there's just no story to it that some of the other beginning animation shorts from Disney have a story to it, and it makes it a lot easier to watch. This is just telling you what hell is pretty much, and does some little dances and stuff like that, and has some music that I can't remember, unfortunately. It is awesome how the animation looks, and it still looks really good till this day, but that's what the 78 out of 100 is for the animation style and the black and white style as well for me. But the songs didn't really get into, and again, it lacks story or plot to it, so that's why I didn't give it a higher score.
Sure. The Silly Symphony is typically relied on like symphonic music or like classical music, and then putting animation to it, kind of like a precursor to Fantasia, but just like one of those Fantasia shorts as a short. So that's why it's a little different. But I see what you're saying. I definitely think like things like Skeleton Dance and the Windmill one are far better in my opinion.
Yeah.
Hell's Bells. I mean, my little satanic heart loves it, but you know, that's just me. My short was Paperman, also a Disney animated short, and this one is friggin' gorgeous. It's a sweet and heartfelt piece of animation that makes me wonder why Disney didn't continue to pursue this style, because it looks like 2D hand-drawn animation, but using 3D assistance, which I really liked. It's beautifully animated, and when coupled with the cute little story about two people falling in love, it really works because of its simplicity. It's like 6 minutes of just joy. Like, it was very nice to watch. So I think it's worth it. Check it out. You have to watch it on YouTube because it's not anywhere else, and it looks like people will add their own music or whatever to it, since for some reason you can't find it on Disney. Or actually, it says it's on Disney Plus. Never mind. Apparently, it wasn't on Disney Plus when I checked a couple days ago. So very weird. But anyhow, Kevin, your film this week.
Yeah, my film was the one that you picked, which was High Noon. And I don't know, maybe Westerns are just good, and that's what we're figuring out. But this black and white Western movie is absolutely fantastic. The characters between every single one of the characters is absolutely fantastic. Really love the sheriff in this one, his wife, as well as the mystery woman. I called her throughout the entire thing because she was a mystery until we find out everything. And I just really liked how these villains, this gang of villains are really just, oh my gosh, they're coming back. And then they explain what kind of happened, but very briefly and very like, oh, we don't really need to talk about it because of the tragedy that happened the last time these guys came. And I really like that because it's like, oh my gosh, what happened? But they don't really tell you what happened. So it's like, oh, they're at the station, they're gonna get to the town, and just shit's gonna hit the fan, which it does. But it was so, the anticipation of them coming into the town was the best thing about this movie. It was just so climactic. And then at the end, it's like a 10-minute shootout, which can't have a Western without a shootout. And it was fantastic for me. I really liked all the dialogue as well. But it's just perfect pacing as well.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it would get a little boring in between or anything like that. Nah, the perfect, straight to the point. 92 out of 100 is what I say.
Literally, there's a shot in that movie. It's when Gary Cooper, the main character, walks out into the street and realizes that he's all alone, and the dolly cam or the crane shot going up, and he's just like you almost see him like shaking because he's like nervous, like he's there by himself. It's just one of my favorite shots ever. And I don't know if you can see why, but at the time, John Wayne said it was the most un-American movie ever made.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This was seen as more of a not a communist movie, but like not, and I'm like, I don't know, because it went against the spirit of America, even though it's more realistic than any other Western. I think. You know, like who's really going to give up their life? I know I wouldn't.
No. Even though when it happened another time as well, and they barely got away. So, like, I totally understand where everybody was coming from. It's like, well, they're coming. I need some help, and you're like, dude, I barely survived last time. I ain't helping you now.
Yeah, like I'm not getting involved. Hell no, I don't want to die. I love this movie so much. Alrighty, and my movie this week was Killer Book Club from 2023, and honestly, I was surprised that I didn't really like this as much. I was expecting like a Spanish, or I wasn't expecting a Spanish version of Scream, but I was hoping that it would kind of inject something new into the formula, but it didn't. I give the film some points for being really self-aware, as well as for some of its kills. It's always fun to see like fans of horror being put into the situation that they love so much and how they would actually fare or whatever. But I feel like the film just kind of fails to hold your attention. It doesn't really do anything, even with those positive aspects. But the biggest problem here is the characters. They're terrible. They're not just bad, but they're incredibly annoying, and they do not act like normal human beings. I think maybe I don't know if that's a problem with the writing, because the writing's not very good. So I don't blame the performers here. I think it's mostly just the script they've been given. It's also just incredibly reliant on tropes. Like, if you've seen a slasher movie, you've seen this. It doesn't do anything to reinvent. It doesn't do anything to take that genre and like build upon it. It just, sure, it's a Spanish slasher movie. That's cool, and I appreciate that. But that doesn't mean that doesn't make it stand out. Like, because it's in another language. So I do think it's a good attempt to try and bring this genre into Spain, or to make it produced in Spain. I think that's a great attempt, but it's just not enough to make it interesting or viable to me. So, 30 out of 100. Could have given it a much worse score, but I mean, I do like the self-aware stuff, just like Scream, and some of the kills were pretty fun. But remember, good kills don't make a good movie. You got to have a lot of other parts to it as well. Alrighty.
Or missing body parts.
That too. I mean, hey, if I can find a leg somewhere. Need a hand? Alrighty. But let's go ahead and get into our favorite part of the show, Kevin, which is what?
We tap our mouse. I don't. You tap your mouse to have a wheel be spun, and either we get to pick. We've been getting a lot of picks in our last couple
weird,
of wheel spins.
Because the number is reduced, so.
Or the wheel picks our fate for us.
Yes, of course. Actually, got to update this one. Yes, if you have any suggestions you'd like to add to the wheel, please get those in there. Nadia just says Mothman.
Yes.
I know there's other Mothman movies, so I just want to make sure. Is it just the 2010 one or the 2022 one?
I'll tell you, because she had it on.
I'm guessing it's the 2010 one, then, because it's the one that she's reviewed. So we'll say Mothman from 2010. Because there's also Mothman Diaries, which is like an early 2000s movie that I know a lot of people really actually enjoyed.
Really?
Yeah, it's got like big names, like I think Richard Gere is in it, which is kind of crazy. And then Joey says, "White Man Can't Jump." With Woody Harrelson.
Oh, it's the Mothman Prophecies.
Is that the one you're thinking of?
No. You're thinking of that one.
Oh, so yeah, Mothman Prophecies. Sorry.
Prophecies.
But yeah, Mothman from 2010 is the one we'll get on there for Nadia. All right. And I think that's going to be it for people watching. Let's go ahead and give it another 30 seconds or so. Kevin, what are you looking for this week? You got my pick last week, which is a classic Western.
So I don't want your pick this time. No offense.
Well, I mean, maybe I'll just won't pick a Western. Maybe this time I'll give you Human Centipede.
Maybe like a classic Pixar's Toy Story, because the new one's coming out, I think this year, right?
Next month.
So that would be cool.
Alrighty.
Something like that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always down for anything, so it doesn't matter to me what it is. Alrighty, well, let's go ahead and we'll get everything saved here. I think it's already saved, but we'll just make sure. And we'll go to the Wheel of Shorts. And Kevin, are you ready?
Yes.
Kevin is typing a.
Someone's opening tomorrow at another clinic, and they don't know how to do it, so I am informing them. Sorry.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and spin the wheel. Kevin, here you go.
I'm ready. Give me a good one this week. I feel like
you're getting
Tweety
Pie, which I'm guessing is a
Tweety bird.
Sylvester and Tweety one. Alrighty. There's Tweety Pie. I got to add my initials to that. And I got to add that to your list here.
Mm-hmm.
Tweety Pie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's an Oscar-winning animated short.
Hell yeah. Alrighty. We'll spin it up for me. Be really interesting if I got it. It's going to be Birds Anonymous, which I already watched. So spin it again.
One more time. You already watched that one.
Can't do that one. Let's try it again. I know we're going to get this. We're going to need more shorts at some point, Joey. Ooh, History of the World in 3 minutes flat.
That means the world's flat.
That is not what that means.
Yes, it does.
And scientifically disproven.
Science is a myth.
Well, then give me every piece of technology you have. Give me your phone. Give me your...
Well, that's not science. That's
technology. It's all made via science.
No science here, buddy.
I know Kevin's trying to rile me.
Gaslight.
All right, let's get into the wheel of movies. Alrighty, Kevin, here you go.
Oh my gosh, you're spamming it, and it's going so slow on my end.
Oh, well. It's going just fine on mine, and your movie this week is... Oh, that's one you've already seen. So, we'll respin it. Had it be his name on my phone. Mothman from 2010.
Okay. I mean,
there we go.
I guess I could watch it again.
Oh wait, you already watched it?
Basically, yeah.
Oh well.
It was on in the background. So.
Gotcha. Well, now you can actively watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Well, we'll go ahead and remove it and spin it up. Let's see what I get. He watched it. Which? Fall 2022. That's a Kevin movie.
Hold on. Let me see. Keep it on there because I know I have seen Fall before.
Oh, this is my pick, by the way. Which is from 2022. I have not seen Fall.
I have seen Fall.
So I don't know why it's a Kevin one. So I will watch Fall.
Yeah, there you go.
I know we're getting a sequel, so.
Is it Falling?
No, I forget what it's called. It's not clever.
Wait, can I do another movie?
You want to remove Mothman?
No. I'll review that one too.
Oh, okay.
I just know what everything happens in it. I just put on Letterboxd, but I'll do another one.
All right, let's get another one for Kevin here. Obsessed, not obsession.
No.
All right, the 2009 film. Obsessed.
What is so funny?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Beyonce movie. That's why. I was like, all right. Obsessed from 2009 is going to be.
Cool. These are two Nadia movies.
Alrighty. So that is going to be it for this week. So Kevin will be watching the short Tweety Pie, followed by the 2009 film Obsessed, and then we'll just be adding in a score for Mothman because he watched it in the bathroom. And then I will be watching the short History of the World in 3 minutes flat, followed by the 2022 film Fall, which I've heard is actually pretty good. So
yeah, it is.
But
you're going to be falling off the world because it's flat. It all combines. On that note, we have movie club this weekend. On Friday.
Speaking of fall, we have our movie club this week where we're going to be taking a look at the Oscar-winning film Anatomy of a Fall, which we're very excited to talk about, which is a continuing challenge or a continuing month thing for matriarchy. So very excited to check that out. But it's, of course, it goes live on Fridays at 4 a.m. And then we have our live stream every single week at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Wednesdays. So thank you so much for watching. Nice right on time today, so not too shabby. But thank you so much for watching. Until next time, make sure to keep those eyes on the screen. Have a good night, everyone.